Good morning, class. Today is class 4 of the Foundations course. Of course, the link in the description is in the bio. I would like to thank our sponsor today, iskabrand.com, for it has fashion, clothes, and makeup. Again, this store has done so much for us, and all the profits from buying at this store comes in to help us build the community. So it helps us build housing, it helps us buy land, buy seeds for land that we're going to use for agriculture. It helps us also purchase livestock. It helps us keep the lights on. I mean, it does a lot for us. So we ask you to go, and we know Black Friday is coming up. So please help share the store, promote the store, iskabrand.com. And we're going to get into the class now. So picking up from where we left off, the last time in the last lesson, we spoke the 10 words, right? So that was class 3, the 10 words. Now, the 10 words is not finished. You heard the 10 words, and you're starting to see the foundational laws which govern it. But what I read, the rules I read, wasn't all of the 10 words. So we're going to continue now and continue receiving the understanding. So in the story, there is a break here, and I'm going to read the story part and give you some context before we continue. And all the people saw the thunders and were turned back, every one, as he heard them, coming forth from the midst of the lights, and the voice of the trumpet as it will raise the dead, and the mountains smoking. And all the people saw and drew back and stood 12 miles off. So the Most High speaks these 12 words. It's flying over the people. The mountain is smoking from being burnt. This mountain is Jabal al-Lawz. Now, the voice was as loud and likened unto a trumpet, that it would raise the dead. So it was exceedingly loud. It was full of authority. And they saw these lights and there's thunders, and these people were afraid. So they backed up, right, from the border which Moses had made, and backed up 12 miles. They needed space. They needed some space from what they were seeing. So, and they said to Moses, Moshe, speak thou with us, and we can hear, but let it not be spoken with us any more from before Yah, lest we die. Now, this word, the Lord, of course, they've changed the word from 2 yods, yod, Yah, right? But if you get a Torah and you read the words yod, you'll see 2 yods. If you have begun to come back to Hebrew, it is Yah, not YV, not YW, Yah, because Y is a new letter, and so is W. W is 2 U's, which they kind of use for the V sound. It is Germanic. If you want to do your history, It is what it is. And the people stood off 12 miles. So now the people have backed up, and they are like, yo, with all of this, we see all of this, and we good. And they tell Moses, we don't want to talk to this God anymore. And you're the leader, you're the teacher, you go and you speak with this God, and we'll just talk to you. And Moses says to the people, fear not, for the glory of Yah is revealed to test you, to try you, whether his fear is before your faces, that you may not sin. So the Most High puts on this grandiose display of power, might, and of absolute authority to put fear in the people, to get them to keep the law. And the people stood off 12 miles, but Moses drew near to the height of the darkness where the glory of Yah was. And Yah said to Moses, speak thus to the sons of Israel, Yasharal. You have seen that from heaven I have spoken with you. So they backed up. The Most High takes this pause to note, while he's talking, while he's explaining these 10 words, hey, Moses, your people are running away. Moses goes, tells the people, all right, stop here. Stop running. He's doing this to test you. Okay? Just stop running. Let's finish getting the information that we need so that we don't make any mistakes in the future. And he goes back, and the Most High continues. And so we're going to pick up with the continuation. This little footnote is important because the prayer that the people asked for, the Most High heard them, and he grants them what they asked for. He stops talking to them directly, and he talks to Moses directly. He doesn't talk to them directly. They can hear what he says to Moses, but he's not talking to them. He's only going to talk to Moses. Sons of Israel, my people, this is what he says. Sons of Israel, my people, you shall not make that you may worship the likeness of the sun, the moon, the stars, the planets, or the angels who minister before me. Idols of silver nor gold ye shall make to you. So you're not to have any symbols. You're not allowed to have a stone wrapped in silver or a cross with gold on it. No people either. Like, you can't have any symbology to believe in that symbol to be some type of form of protection, to be anything at all. Nothing. Nothing. Okay? Now that he's taken all the things away from you, what are you supposed to have? Because you can't have any of the symbols, and you cannot have any wood, any crosses, anything, nothing, literally. No fish, no nothing. So now he's going to put something there in that empty space he just created. Okay? So no moon, no stars, no symbols of nothing. He said, an altar of earth ye shall make to my name. So you can take some mud and make a pile of rocks and make a little rock pillar, and that's it. You make a pile of rocks, like a little pillar, a little stand, something like around the height of a coffee table. It don't even have to be that high. He said, just organize some rocks and put some, mud on it to hold it together. That's what you shall make unto his name. That is all. Nothing else. And sacrifice upon it thy burnt offerings. Now, I'm going to demystify sacrifices and burnt offerings. So what you need to do is understand that this is just barbecue. This is the cookout. I know people want to say it's a religious ritual or whatever, but it is not. This is food. And thy sanctified oblations from thy sheep and from thy oxen. So now he says from the cows, from the sheep, and he will give a list later on of the food that is acceptable to offer to bless the name of Yah, your Allah, your God, the Lord, your God, Yah, your Allah. This right here is telling you this is food that you will take from your own animals and eat it. This way you know that it is pure and good food for you to eat, and you know that your God has blessed you. This is imperatively important that you understand this and stop think of it as some type of occult ritual, because it's not. When you go to the supermarket to buy any meat to eat, you don't know how it was killed, how it was raised, or how it was changed or genetically modified in any way. You didn't raise that animal. So now they have tricked and deceived you into believing that the food you eat is not the same as the sanctified oblation. And the truth is, there is some truth to that. Because when they killed this animal, they killed it any kind of way unto their idols and their gods, not yours. And that is a problem for us as a people. So now you have to take control back of your food, because this is where the name of your God is blessed. An altar verse ye shall make to my name, and sacrifice upon it that thy burnt offerings and that thy sanctified oblations from thy sheep. Now, an oblation is stew. That's it. Chicken soup is an oblation, right? Now, the problem is just it's chicken. I don't have nothing against the chicken itself as food, because the Most High gave pheasants and the pheasant family of birds as food. Chicken is of the pheasant family. What you need is to know is the things that the Most High says is sacred, and the other things he says that you can eat for nourishment of your bodies, you can have this. But when you have these things, this is special, this is sacred. Bless my name when you eat these, because I'm appointing these as special. And an oblation is just stew. So curry goat is an oblation. Did you know that? Right? Did you know beef stew is an oblation? It's made from a cow and it's boiled in a stew. That is an oblation. Every time you have a stew or barbecue or fried, it could be boiled in oil. That is fried, deep fried. That is an oblation. Chicken fried steak is an oblation. I'm just telling you the facts, and this is for you to kind of start to change how you're viewing the world around you. And in every place where my Shekinah shall dwell, and thou worship before me, there will I send my blessing upon thee, and will bless thee. Now, the Shekinah is not something you can just see outside. It is within you. What? The thing that makes you want to hear the sound of my voice, and the thing that makes you change according to the law which I am reading to you, that is the Shekinah. It is the mark of the covenant, the seal on your heart, that you need to hear what I'm saying and do what I am telling you. This Shekinah only resonates with the written law and obedience to it. It will lead you to do what is written in the book. It is the sign. So, in every place where my Shekinah shall dwell, and thou worship before me, there will I send my blessing upon thee. So now he's telling you, not only everything has to come together. So it is on your heart, but it's also connected to a geographic location. Now you have to understand that that geographic location will change. So in the future, as you listen to me, you will have to change locations. You cannot stay where you are. There is a process and a steps that is different for every person until we all end up in our own place, our own nation. But you're going to have to leave from where you are. That is guaranteed. You're going to have to move out of the countries where you are eventually. But if thou wilt make an altar of stones unto my name, thou shalt not build them sculptured. For if thou lift up iron, which the sword is made upon the stone, thou wilt profane it. So when you're making this altar, you just use natural rocks. Right, regular natural rocks from the dirt. And the natural dirt itself, you make your rock pile and pack it with mud and make a little stand and put your charcoal on it. You know what I mean? And you just grill. You're going to grill. That's it. Okay? Slice your meat thin and you're going to grill it right on top of the charcoal, right on top of the rocks, right on top of the wood. And it's going to cook. You can put some metal on top of that, a metal screen. Set it up how you like, but it cannot be sculptured. You cannot use an iron tool when you make it. That's what the book says. That's the rules. So I have made an earthen altar before, and it was relatively simple. It stays up to this day. Just stays. It doesn't fall down. The rain come, it don't wash away. Just stays there. Now you're going to do this because you want to bless the Most High. You want to do the right thing. You want to do what He's asked for, and not Pastor said, and not this other guy said, but it's what's written. I will only teach you that which is written. And you can have the book, right? Again, it's the Pseudo Jonathan. You can download it from our class at payhip.com/house of instructions, or you can go to Kindle and get the book. I showed it in class 3. You can look at the class 3 video, take a screenshot of it, and get that same book. If I can, I'll put a link in the description below. I got to find the link. So he says, just make it regular stone, put it stones and mud, put your wood and your charcoal or whatever you're cooking with, and bless my name there. And don't cut the stones with nothing. Just leave them regular. Make it work regular. That's what he's asked for. And that's what I give him. I only give God what He asks for. I don't give Him what somebody says He asks for. I can read it. I can do it. And now you're reading it and you're going to do it too. And I'm going to help you do it. I'm going to help you serve God with the truth, pure and unadulterated. I'm going to lead you into serving God without the BS. I'm going to give you the hard facts. You're not going to like all of it. You may accept some and reject others. Either way, that is par for the course until you come into the perfection of what is written. And you, the priest. So there are sons of Levi among you, right? They're not doing what they're supposed to be doing at the moment, but we're going to work on that because he's going to address that in his instructions. All right? Every actual Levite that's going to serve the Most High in truth is going to have to come here and learn how to do it hands-on by the book with the details. And you, the priest, who stand to minister before me, shall not ascend my altar by steps, but by sloping bridges, that thy shame may not be seen thereupon. So understand the altar that is at the mountain, right? This altar that is there, it's to have a slope on it, right? Because the Most High doesn't want you to reveal anything. So you may have on a short tunic, right? Which is similar to a t-shirt, right? But just because you got a t-shirt on, you're like, yo, you're going to have on the shirt and pants or the long robes, but you're going to have on slopes. So you're not going to have any revelation of your prints or nothing. Most I don't, none of that. I don't want that. It's what's in the book. Okay? So you're going to have your loins girdled up. It's not tight. It's basically like underwear, pants, long shirt, a long tunic, and we're going to walk up by bridges because he doesn't want no type of nakedness or indecency, period. And this ends the chapter 20. We're at verse 26. Now, we finished out the first part of getting the understanding. We're going to go now to chapter 2. Stick a footnote here. Chapter 21, sorry, I said chapter 22, but chapter 21, verse 1. And these are the orders of judgments which thou shalt order before them. So this is a direct order, okay? This is a judgment. A judgment is how you think, okay? Repeat after me. A judgment is how I think. It's how I make my judgments concerning everything, concerning every matter, okay? So now I'm going to order these judgments to you, for you, over you. You're going to think in accordance with these judgments, all right? This is just how you are to think, how you are to see a thing. If thou shalt have bought a son of Israel on account of his theft. All right. So here, if somebody steals, right? They steal, they got caught, all right? This person has a problem. They are lacking in substance, okay? Or they're lacking in sense. Either way, if they steal from you and they are caught, this is the penalty, right? Because he stole from you, he owes you, and now you have bought him on account of his theft. So if you steal from somebody, you're going to have to work for that person to pay back the debt of what you stole. That's what it says. Very clear, okay? Now, it's going to explain it for you. Again, I've already told you so that you have clarity. So we're not buying people as slaves. So it's like if he stole something from you, he's caught, he owes, he doesn't have the money to pay, which is why he is stealing, right? So now that you've caught him, he don't go to jail for this. He gonna come to work for this. All right? 6 years he shall serve. And in the incoming 7th year, he shall go out free without price. So you steal something, you have to work off this debt for 6 years. You have to work for 6 years for the person you stole from. That's what it is. Period. You don't have the money, you have to work it off for 6 years. That's what the sentence is. All right? Now, the person that's working for you, they're going to pay you every day that you work. All right? You're going to help them to prosper in their business. And that's what it is. There's nothing to change about that. Okay? If you don't want to work for 6 years as somebody's employee, don't steal. Heck, you want to work for somebody and be their employee for 6 years? Well, go on, steal and confess. Either way, you're going to work for 6 years. And at the end of the 6 years, you go out free without bail. There's no bail, there's no nothing, you're free. That's it. It's over. Okay? You did your time, you worked. It is what it is. All right? Now, if he came in alone, he shall go out alone. All right? So if you came in and you didn't have a wife and a family when you got caught stealing, you go out alone. Period. Okay? You come in by yourself, you go out by yourself. Your time's done. You're free, you're clear. All right? But if he be the husband of a wife, a daughter of Israel, his wife shall go out with him. So now we're adding another layer. All right? So now the person that you work for, you actually have to live with them. You stole. Now you have to come in and work for them for 6 years. Not only you, but your wife and children too. And when you're done, you all go leave. Okay? You all are free to go. Take your money. You worked for it. You leave. I told you it's very different. So your husband steals, everybody comes in, and we got to watch your husband. This is his new job for 6 years. He's going to do it for the whole 6-year bid because he didn't have the money to pay for what he stole. So he's going to work for 6 years. And the story, the wife and kids go into the service with him. They just living there dealing with the situation because their husband stole. This is the law. There's no changing it. Okay? That's just it. But if his master give him a wife, so while you're here working, right? You're working, it's a job, you're getting paid. If while you're here working, you marry another one you marry one of the servant's handmaids. A handmaid, okay? Another servant girl. And she bare him sons or daughters. The wife and her children shall belong to his master, and he may go out alone. Okay? So say you come and you fall in love, you a servant, and you fall in love with